Now, this is a very tricky, like a Viva question, because a lot of us get confused about the motor supply of the tongue. So let's divide nerve supply into motor as well as sensory supply. First, we'll talk about the motor supply. Now, first, amongst motor supply is the somatomotor supply. Somatomotor means the nerves that are supplying the muscles of the tongue. So you have to remember, just you have to mug this up completely, because you just have to vomit it out every time the examiner asks you this question: what is the supply of the tongue? Also, when somebody is asking you about the supply of the tongue, it's not just about the muscle. Always remember to say the nerve supply of the tongue is divided into two parts: the motor supply and the sensory supply. Usually, what we end up doing, what I have also ended up doing in my MBBS, is I have ended up responding like, oh, I know this answer, and I've responded with all muscles of the tongue are supplied by this except for this muscle. And I thought I knew the whole answer, but I was wrong. If you come to the nerve supply, it is always divided into a motor supply and the sensory supply. Even within the motor supply, there are different parts. First, let's talk about the muscular supply, which is the somatomotor supply. All the muscles of the tongue, the extrinsic and the intrinsic, they are supplied by hypoglossal nerve, except for palatoglossus, which is supplied by the cranial part of the accessory nerve via the pharyngeal plexus. So let's say it again. All the muscles of the tongue, extrinsic and intrinsic both, they are supplied by the hypoglossal nerve, except for the palatoglossus muscle, which is supplied by the cranial part of the accessory nerve via the pharyngeal plexus. This is about the somatomotor supply. Next is about the secretomotor supply. So the secretomotor supply starts from the superior salivatory nucleus. Then it travels via the facial nerve. Then next branches out to the chorda tympani nerve, to the lingual nerve, which then relays in the submandibular ganglion. And after relaying in the submandibular ganglion, the postganglionic fibers are supplied by the lingual nerve. So this is the secretomotor supply of the tongue. What do you mean by secretomotor? The ones that are helping in secretion in the tongue, the different secretions that come out of the tongue. So this is the secretomotor supply. I'll be talking more about the taste pathway in a different video, which is a whole other big topic to be talking about. The last part in the motor supply of the tongue is the vasomotor supply. That is the nerves that supplies the vessels. These are derived from the sympathetic nerves around the lingual artery, and these convey the postganglionic fibers from the superior cervical ganglion of the sympathetic trunk. So these were the three motor supplies. First was the somatomotor, second is secretomotor, and third is vasomotor. What does somatomotor mean? It means the supply to the muscles of the tongue. Secretomotor means the supply for the secretions of the tongue. And third of all, vasomotor means supply to the vessels which are supplying the tongue. Next, we come on to the sensory supply. Now, this is again a very tricky Viva question, and every time we are asked, like in your Viva, like what is the sensory supply of the tongue, we kind of mess it up in our head a little bit, because it's very different for the anterior 2/3 and the posterior 1/3 of the tongue. And the difference in the sensations, the sensory supply for these both parts of the tongue arises from its developmental perspective. The two anterior 2/3 and the posterior 1/3 of the tongue, they have different developmental origin, as a result of which the nerve supply of both the parts of the tongue is also different. So the anterior 2/3 of the tongue, it develops from the first pharyngeal arch, whereas the posterior 1/3 develops from the second and the third pharyngeal arch. So as a result of which, you will see the first pharyngeal arch, again, when you divide, the sensory supply can again be divided into two parts: general sensations and special sensations. Now, the general sensation of the anterior 2/3 of the tongue is supplied by the lingual nerve, and the special sensations are supplied by the chorda tympani nerve. Whereas the general as well as the special sensations for the posterior third of the tongue is supplied by one nerve, which is known as the glossopharyngeal nerve. So this is very important to remember. Why is the nerve supply different for both the parts of the tongue? It arises because of the difference in the developmental origin of both parts of the tongue. And I'll be discussing more about the development of the tongue in another video, which is again in itself is a long question. And lastly, there's another part which I told you, structure called the vallecula. The vallecula, I told you, is formed by a reflection of the mucous membrane from the posterior third of the tongue onto the epiglottis. And because of the two folds, the median and the lateral glossoepiglottic folds, there is a depression that forms on either side of the median fold, which is known as the vallecula. And this vallecula does not have the same sensory supply as the rest of the tongue. This is supplied by the internal laryngeal branch of the superior laryngeal nerve. I've discussed more about vallecula in my previous videos in anatomy of larynx. You can check it out over there.